Over 1 million videos on the YouTube platform today are available in 4K. And that includes all of the YouTube original content that we've produced that's exclusively available to our YouTube Red subscribers. Finally, faster. We've cut buffering by more than 30%, giving back millions of hours a day to our users every single day. Today, viewing content, first of all, is inherently more personal. No longer do you have to share what you're watching with your family or your siblings. You can watch whatever you want to watch, virtually whenever you want to watch it. It also has the potential to be a lot more interactive, especially as we move from keyboards to touchscreens, motion recognition, and voice control. And because video content consumption is a lot more personal and interactive, it means that interruptions carry a very different weight today. A 30-second commercial during a show on television is expected. On your phone, that can be annoying. And if it happens while you're enjoying content with a virtual reality headset on, it can actually make you throw up. So in addition to bigger, better, and faster, we're now focused on being smarter, immersive, and seamless. Today, we're launching spatial audio, which lets you sense the direction and distance of a sound. So if you're hearing something on your left side, on the left side, you should be able to hear it louder in your left ear. And for something like a music concert that you're watching in 360 degrees, sound will now reverberate all around you. Just plug in your headphones into your Android phone and play a 360-degree video on YouTube, and you can see exactly what it's like. But spatial audio isn't the only thing that we're taking a step forward on today. I'm happy to announce that as of today, you'll be able to live stream content on YouTube in 360 degrees, the first time this technology has been available at scale. And to kick things off, we've partnered with The Verge to launch the first 360 live stream this coming Wednesday directly from our YouTube space in LA. You know, we've all had that experience of wishing that we could go to the concert or that sporting event, and yes, even that convention. And now with 360 live streaming, we're getting you one step closer to actually being there. And for all of you that don't have your wristbands to Coachella this coming weekend, we're going to make available that concert in 360 degrees live streaming for the first time ever. So we're all really excited about 360 live streaming, but we're also deeply focused on things like VR and headset viewing too. YouTube is already the world's largest library of virtual reality content because literally every single video available on the platform can be watched in VR mode using Google Cardboard. And we've seen enormous growth here. Just in the last month, we've seen VR playbacks and watch time grow by 400% to 500%. And we're continuing to invest in better camera technology, better video processing, and content partnerships to bring more of these truly enriched, immersive experiences to all of our YouTube users across the world. So stay tuned for what we have planned here. You know, our goal is not just to push technology for purely technology's sake, but to truly make it scalable and accessible. In fact, one of the product strategy principles we have internally at YouTube is that technology should be so seamless that it melts away, and the content should come to the fore. It should be an enabler as opposed to sort of the end itself. And that's been our approach to 360 live streaming. From a user standpoint, all of you should be able to access content in live in 360 degrees without doing anything at all. Literally from your iOS device, Android, from the web. You don't need any new technology, no new headsets, no hardware to integrate. It just works with the core YouTube app. And so that's the consumer experience, extremely seamless, readily accessible. But as you said, the other side of the coin is obviously the content creators, because without content, this technology is really not that useful. And so we've spent a lot of time as we've been developing this feature to make it accessible to our content creators as well. And in a nutshell, the way to think about it is if content creators work with one of the camera provider partners that we have, it should be as seamless as experience as them going live today on the YouTube platform. So nothing new for them to learn, no new, again, technology or software to integrate if they work with one of our camera partners. We're trying to expand the pool of camera partners that we work with, and we're also trying to make it so that the hardware technology is readily available. So for example, all of our YouTube Space locations, not just in LA, but across the world, will be equipped with these cameras, and so that content creators can come in and really push the bounds of creativity using this new technology. So we want to make it really easily usable on the creator side and seamlessly accessible for our users on the consumer side. You know, in general, when I think about sort of new product capabilities or new technology, you know, you really need three things for it to actually kind of achieve scale. The first, of course, is you need that technology innovation. You need, you know, companies like YouTube, et cetera, to kind of push the boundaries, just like we're doing with, you know, 360 live streaming today. That's first and foremost. But the second, as we talked about, is you need people to actually produce content in it. And we feel like our job there at Google and YouTube is to make it so that the technology is actually easy to use if you're a creator of content. And then finally, to actually make it truly scalable and accessible, you need to do it in a way that feels relatively easy and seamless for users. And some of that will be limited by the nature of the technology. But for example, in the case of live streaming, we wanted to make it so that users really didn't have to do anything else. They just needed the latest and greatest you know, YouTube app. There is a very clear expectation amongst users and consumers to be able to consume any type of content they want whenever they want. So really, video on demand is kind of probably one of the biggest kind of overriding kind of trends that we're seeing. I think everybody in this audience sees it every single day. It's not something that's unique to YouTube, but is really something that pervades the entire ecosystem. And I think from that sort of fundamental sort of consumer shift, if you will, change in consumer expectations, you see a number of other things. For example, the necessity for your content to be available across multiple screens, right? Mobile, tablet, living room screens, increasingly virtual reality headsets. So that's kind of another sort of underlying trend. And because of those two things, video on demand, you know, cross-screen availability, that leads to all of those other characteristics that online video needs to take in terms of how that content is produced. It needs to be you know, interactive and immersive. Yeah, I mean, I think that you know, our focus continues to be on sort of those three principles that I laid out. How do we create, you know, whether it's creating the best vertical experience on things like kids or the music app. Those are, you know, two places that we continue to invest. We talked a lot about how to make you know, kind of those living room content experiences that much better, much more richer. And so those are big areas of focus for us. That's where a lot of our you know, active viewer and watch time growth is coming from. And so you'll see continued investment from us in those areas as well. And then again, just kind of what YouTube's been known for, which is to kind of push that envelope from an innovation standpoint around, you know, 360-degree video, around live, as today, combining those two things. And so those are areas that over the course of the next you know, few months and years, you'll continue to see innovation from us. I talked a little bit about our new subscription service, YouTube Red. That's an area that we're going to continue to double down on in things like the production of original content. The uptake and the feedback that we've gotten from our users, our subscribers on Red, has been extremely positive, and so those are areas that you should look for continued investment.